firing those away.
But what a symbolic image that is there.
It is.
I mean, it's hard to describe, really. That who would have thought that we'd ever see something like that? So,
and then those two leaders, a stark contrast. Heejun, I mean, we've been learning about these two leaders over the past couple of weeks as we were preparing for today's summit, but their age is different, the way they speak is different, their style of leading their country is extremely different. What do you make of that?
Like you said, they have so many big differences. First of all, their age. President Donald Trump is 71, whereas Kim Jong-un is only in his mid-30s, presumably. And his personality, Trump is known to be very bossy. He likes to have the upper hand in everything. And even through Twitter diplomacy, like the so-called Twitter diplomacy, he tweets everything directly. He doesn't go through his aides when he wants to speak out. But on the other hand, Kim Jong-un, he's known to be very careful and quiet. He acts really carefully when it comes to diplomatics and politics. And like we've seen through the rapid developments on the Korean Peninsula, Kim hasn't been tweeting or he hasn't been saying anything on broadcast live like Trump did, but rather he's been very careful. He's been speaking through his close aides like Kim Gae-kwan and the other closest aides in North Korea. So I think it'll be very interesting to see how they get along in today's summit and how the results, everything will unfold in today's big event.
And as Mark has brought up, Donald Trump apparently had been tweeting on his way to the summit location. And just looking back some of the things that he's been tweeting, there weren't all about the summit today with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, but earlier, before he was even...
Let's just talk a little bit more about those comments then. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that President Trump was going to be speaking, so I kind of spoke over the top of him shortly.
I mean, we'll be able to play back his comments afterwards again, and that the scene that we were seeing with a lot of the delegates and both leaders sitting in one table was the expanded meeting that followed shortly after the one-on-ones between the two leaders, which lasted for about 40 minutes or so. We saw a lot of faces, familiar faces on that table sitting besides the leaders, the U.S. delegates for the expanded meeting, including Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to his left for U.S. President Donald Trump, and also John Kelly, and the Chief of Staff for the White House. And I'm not seeing John Bolton there yet, but we were told that John Bolton, the hardliner, would also have made to that.
Doesn't have a lot of time left, considering that they're leaving a lot earlier than expected. But I mean, and we're also seeing that the most important people involved in this latest developments in regards to North Korea-U.S. relations are there.
That's right.
They're there. They had their meal with their aides after they talked alone for about 40 minutes, one-on-one, face-to-face, with their interpreters by their sides. And then they were joined by their aides on their sides for extended talks. And then they had their working lunch with more of their aides joining them, including some of the main figures from their respective sides. And now they're on to a stroll. How nice is that, Ji-won, right?
Yeah, that stroll reminds us the similar sight that we saw when inter-Korean summit talks were held. South Korean President Moon Jae-in and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un held a long stroll together.
Really very positive. I think better than anybody could have expected. Top of the line. Really good. We're going right now for a signing.
What are you signing?
Can I give any comments about the presentation?
What are you signing, sir?
We're going to be announcing that in a couple of minutes.
Mr. Kim?
Now, we heard Mr. Trump just saying that it went better, way better than anyone would have expected.
So there we go. We are seeing the two leaders enter the room.
It does seem to be quite significant that Kim Yo-jong again takes such an important role next to. Sorry.
Pretty comprehensive document, and we've had a really great term together, a great relationship. I'll be giving a news conference at 2:30, which is in a little bit less than 2 hours. and we'll discuss this at great length. In the meantime, I believe that they'll be handing it out on behalf of Chairman Kim and myself, and we're both very honored to sign the document. Thank you. Would you like to say something to the press?
Today we had a very historic encounter where we overcame the past history and we embarked on a new beginning, and we will be signing. The world will see a big change.
A major change.
Thank you for providing today's opportunity. Thank you, President Trump.
I'd like to express my gratitude to President Trump to make this meeting happen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. We're starting that process very quickly. Very, very quickly. Absolutely.
Mr. President, 100%. Can you revision? Would you talk about automobiles, sir? Mr. Kennedy, do you agree to give up your nuclear arms?
You'll be seeing everything in just a little while. The letter that we're signing is very comprehensive, and I think both sides are going to be very impressed with the result. A lot of goodwill went into this, a lot of work, a lot of preparation. I want to thank everybody on both sides, Secretary Pompeo and all of his counterparts. They were absolutely fantastic.
네, 조금 후에 우리가 서명한 발표문의 내용에 대해서 곧 알게 될 것입니다. 아까도 얘기했습니다마는 매우 포괄적인 그러한 문서이고 양측이 그 결과에 대해서 굉장히 만족할 만한 결과입니다. 이 문서를 서명하고 또 이런 그 만남을 갖기 위해서 많은 사람들이 선의를 가지고 노력했고 또 많은 준비 작업이 있었습니다. 그 양측의 그러한 작업을 해주신 분들에 대해서 감사드립니다. 거기에는 폼페오 장관뿐만 아니라 조선 측의 그러한 여러 참여자분들에게 감사드립니다.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic. Thank you very much.
We won't know until we have a full understanding of what the two sides have signed on that joint agreement. But something also to look out is that he has been engaging in some of the talks with reporters in the room. And that footage we are seeing on screen is a live one, in fact, with the two leaders from North Korea and the U.S. after having signed their joint agreement.
Looks like they are holding their joint agreement. Let's try listening to what Trump is saying.
Smart negotiator, absolutely. And we had a terrific day, and we learned a lot about each other and about our countries.
What did you learn about him? What did you learn about him, sir?
I learned he's a very talented man. I also learned that he loves his country very much.
When will we see each other again?
I'll see you
Will you be meeting again, sir? Will you see each other again?
We'll meet again. We'll meet many times. Thank you very much, everybody.